Hello, Steve White's 89. Well, I want to talk about collecting regrets. As a collector, these things happen. Now, I bought these figures. I had started to buy like modern versions of the original characters, and I had a lot of them. I really liked a lot of them, but I knew they were going to do Studio Series versions of Optimus and Megatron and Soundwave, so I didn't want to buy the War for Cybertron versions. Partly because I wasn't really impressed with them. Like, I mean, Optimus is okay. I hate the grey on the inside of his legs. Megatron has black legs, and a giant backpack, and Soundwave, this version, transforms into some shape that's supposed to be a spaceship, and he doesn't have like the legs that look like the cassette player version legs. But I just didn't like not having them in my collection. I'd look at my figures and I'd have all, you know, Jazz and Hound and all these other characters, but I didn't have Megatron and Optimus and Soundwave. It just seemed wrong. I thought, you know what, just get the War for Cybertron versions for now, and then when they do the Studio Series ones, you know, you'll have those as well, and you'll just have these alternative War for Cybertron versions, and it'll be okay. Optimus, I'm kind of happy with that because he's interesting. He stands around the same height as the original, and aside from these grey inside leg parts, which I might repaint, he looks fine. Megatron, too chunky, giant backpack, black legs. I could always repaint that as well. Don't like him as much, but you kind of have to have Megatron with Optimus. They kind of go together. Soundwave, big regrets, because there was a better version I could have gotten, but I figured I'd get the one that was most different from the one we're eventually going to get from the Studio Series. So there's more contrast, so it seems like more justification for having it because it's so different. But yeah, it's so un-Soundwave-like. Now he's actually navy blue. It looks black on screen here, I think, but it's actually navy blue. And like I said, he turns into the weird spaceship, so he doesn't have the legs that look like the cassette player, because that one turns into a cassette player. So there's a Netflix version that turns into a cassette player with different cassettes. I think it's one has, of course, Laserbeak, while the other one has Buzzsaw. And they did a, I think, Legacy United. I keep calling it Energon or something. I can't remember the names of these sublines and stuff like that. But they did do one that also transformed into the cassette player and had, I think, more cartoon accurate colour and had the cassettes, except I think maybe one had Buzzsaw, one had Laserbeak, but I think they also had one having Frenzy and one having Rumble, but I can't remember. I just know Rumble, well, we can't even decide on which is which, so I'm not even going to go into which one they had. But I kind of regret getting this one now. Now, like a week after I bought these, Optimus Prime came out. So, of course, I got the Optimus Prime Studio Series one. And then they announced the Megatron one. That at least took a bit longer. So he appeared about a year later. And it's so funny to look at these right now. They look so much like the cartoons, almost like I'm looking at the cartoon on my screen for a second. But eventually we got him. And we have just gotten the news that we're getting the reveal of Soundwave next week, which really dates this video, so I shouldn't have said that because it's probably going to go up after that. But yeah, so we finally are getting them all in Studio Series, but the problem I have with the Studio Series is they're starting to look, some of them, like mini Masterpiece ones, and the Masterpiece ones, as amazing as they are, the cartoon simplified designs really don't translate well into toys. They don't look like robots. Like, one cool thing about the toys was they always just look like little robots, and they look more like statues or something, and they need some extra detail. They just, the minimal sort of design that they had for the cartoons, so they were easy to animate, doesn't really translate well for toys, I don't think. So I'm not as happy with some of them as I thought I'd be. Like, I'm quite happy now. I hated all the extra detail on the War for Cybertron Seekers. I'm like, why do they have all this extra detail? It's just excessive. And then I saw the Masterpiece one, I'm like, okay, it's kind of interesting in its cartoon way. But then when I saw the new deluxe versions that look just like mini Masterpiece, I'm like, oh, now I'm looking at all the extra detail, I'm like, it feels like a robot. And now I like it. So I'm going to definitely get the dramatic capture versions of that Skywarp and Thundercracker. I'll probably get the new Seekers as well, but yeah, I guess I will. But it's like, I already have the studio, the Masterpiece version, so do I really need just the smaller versions of them? So yeah, it's a bit complicated now. But so I want to do a little video talking about that. So yes, I have a little bit of regret for getting these, because now that the Studio Series ones exist, they do seem like just really inferior, but I did watch Cybertron, War for Cybertron. I did kind of like it, so I don't mind having these ones, particularly Optimus. I don't mind the design. It's got this really nice metallic blue, and then the eyes almost look like they glow. They're a different kind of metallic, so there's some nice little elements. And at least Megatron's kind of thick and chunky, but he's still too short and has a backpack. Soundwave, awful. Regret getting this. I should have got the good one, and figured the differences between it and the Studio Series would have been enough. I don't know why I picked the most different worst one. Probably because it was the cheapest, but only because I didn't have the cassettes, which I now have to pay separately for or buy a whole other Soundwave to get. So, bit of a collector's regret there. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the War for Cybertron figures and the new Studio Series.